Sorry about the interruption. I'm in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and I'm like I said, man, I've been working up to this point, and I keep on getting this information in my head that I've been getting for some time now, far before the beginning of this entire series will cover. Maybe someday we'll be able to talk about that if y'all and I meet in person, man. But like, I'm not going to talk about it here on this whole series. But it came to the point where I went out. I bought me a Glock 40 and the ammunition that goes with that, and I went back to my little shithole apartment, and I was sitting there in my little asshole apartment, and I'll never do something for Satan. No matter what, dude. Like I would rather take my own life in any way possible, dude. Like I will chew a hole through my arm to my vein if I have to, before I'll do something for Satan. And that's where I was at with it, man. And now I had a gun to make sure that didn't happen, in my mind. So there was one night I was sitting there, and I just talked to my son. We've always maintained communication through all of this, man. No matter what, dude. My son knows I love him, and I know my son loves me. So like we've always maintained communication, and like I talked to my son, I talked to my mom, I talked to my dad a little bit. My dad's an asshole. He's a piece of shit in my mind. As a parent, he's a provider. He's a provider, but he's not a parent. I'll tell you that much. He is a provider, and he'll make sure you have what you need to live. But he's not suitable to be a parent, in my opinion. That's my opinion. We're gonna move past that though. You get on down the road here. So I'm sitting there in my little apartment, man, and just give me a minute here, man. Just give me a minute, man. Give me a minute. I can't do this on camera. I'm going to have a drink of beer, by the way. Yeah, by the way, I'm going to have a drink of some brewski right now. It's hard, man. So I'm sitting there in my efficiency apartment, man, in a roach infested building, and I made the wrong assumption. Apparently, dude, that I was doing something for Satan, and keep listening, man. Keep listening to what I got to say, and you'll understand what I'm talking about here. I take out the Glock I have, and slide the clip out, man, and I start loading up the clip. And in my mind, I know I only need one. In my mind, I know I only need one, man. But for some reason, I kept on sliding round after round after round after round after round into this clip, man, and until I couldn't fit any more rounds in there, and like, I'm like, surely I could fit more in there. I tried putting more in there, and I mean, if y'all know firearms, I couldn't fit any more in the clip, man. It was full. It was full, man. So, I slide the clip I slide the magazine into the firearm, man. I chamber around. And I hadn't been using drugs at this point. I hadn't even been drinking. But I remember having the sudden urgency to want to do some drugs. And I didn't have any drugs around, dude, so I was like, you know what, dude, just do what you're supposed to do. That's what was in my mind. Just do what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do. So I take the safe off. Rounds already chambered. I put the gun to the side of my head. And I'm sitting there like saying my last prayers. Father God, please forgive me for my sins. In Jesus' name I pray. And it was right then, dude. Bang, 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 bang! The gun falls on the ground. The gun falls on the ground, and like, I am fucking completely taken off guard right now because it's 10:37 at nighttime. I remember looking at the time. It was 10:37 at nighttime, and my door just got knocked on. In my shithole little apartment, man, my door just got knocked on, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Who could possibly be by here at 10:37 at nighttime? The gun had already fallen on the ground, man, and like, you know, thank God for that. Thank God for that. But like, I had no idea who was at my door, so I hop up out my little shithole recliner. I go over the door, and it was FedEx. It was FedEx, and it had a drone for me. A drone I had ordered off of Wish.com. Didn't know what was in the package at all, man. I just know it was FedEx at 10:37 at nighttime in Tecumseh, Oklahoma. Just hold on to that for a minute. Hold on to that for a minute, and we'll circle back. We'll circle back. So, you know, the gun's still laying there on the floor by my recliner. But like now I have a package from FedEx, man. So I go inside and I start pulling the package apart, dude, and rip it open, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is my drone, man. Hell yeah! And it's the first time I had spent a little bit of money on a drone above and beyond the normal Wish $35. You know what I mean? Put it all together, man. Like, I totally forgot about the gun. I totally forgot about everything. Put it all together, and like, I'm going. By this time it's about 11:30 at night, man, and like, I'm about to go out and try my drone. If there's no wind outside, no nothing, man. So I go outside, and the drone's all rigged up. Everything's all good to go. I left my phone inside, which was at that time hooked to the drone. You know, all I want to do is just go make sure it could fly up and down at this point. So I go outside, and that's exactly what I do. I set it on right outside on the sidewalk, right to the door, shoot her straight up in the air about, I'd say probably about 100 feet. No, not even that, bro. Probably about 50 feet. Probably about 50 feet. Shot her up in the air, man. No wind, by the way. Again, I'm going to say that there's no wind. And my drone takes off. Like it was being controlled, full throttle, dude, away from my building, towards the main street in Tecumseh, Oklahoma, literally called Main Street. Okay, so I'm like, boop, 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 and I start taking off, running after the drone. Dude, I'm watching it in the sky. I can see the lights flashing. I can see everything going. I'm running as fast as I can down this street. Right out in front of my spot, man. Running as fast as I can to try and keep up with the drone, man. And dude, it was almost like it was pointless. And I'm sprinting. I'm not in a bad shape, bro. I'm not in terrible shape at all. So like, what happened here? What happened? Where are we at? Are we still there? Okay, we're still recording, man. So I'm gonna keep going right now, man. So I'm chasing after this drone, man, as fast as I can run, and like I said, it's about 11:30 at night, dude. And I had this in my mind because I've been in trouble with the law before, dude. So you know, I'm I get all the way down to the main street in Tecumseh, Oklahoma, and I cross the street over. Pardon me, man. Wait for this train to go by real quick so we can keep going, man. I love the Rail Runner, by the way. If you're not out in New Mexico, man, you should check out the Rail Runner. If you're ever out this way, check it out, man. So I cross over in this neighborhood across the street, man, because my drone had gone down in this neighborhood. I know it did. I know it went down in that neighborhood, and I'm over there walking down the street, staying in the middle of the street, mind you. I'm staying in the middle of the street so that nobody thinks I'm trying to do any type of funny shit, and I'm just peering off into the back of these neighborhoods while I have my phone. And I'm trying to hook up to the Wi-Fi on there because I know in my mind if I hook up to the Wi-Fi I can find out where my drone's at. Nothing. I'm walking around these neighborhoods. I'm checking. Okay, we still got right there. We still recording. So I walk past this one guy who's out in his yard, man. And by this time it's about midnight, maybe 12:30. It's late as hell. He's out in his yard and his dog's out there. So I pet his dog and at the whole time, I'm still out in the middle of the street. I don't venture off in any direction. I don't want to make anybody think I'm looking in their yard or anything or doing anything fucking weirdo shit, you know. So the guy asks me what I'm doing. I tell him, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, this guy's gonna call the cops on me no matter what. This is one of those little Karens. He's a Karen, and he's gonna call the cops on me. So I had that in my mind, but it really didn't register because I'm still looking for my drone. So I make it back out to the main road, and as I'm walking down the main road, I see the red and blue lights coming up behind me, and I'm like, boop! Exactly. You can speculate. I'm a little bit upset situation. So the police get there, man, and they're like, yeah, we had a call from some people, etc., etc. And I explained to him exactly what went down. Just like I'm explaining to you guys right now, man. Like, my drone flew off, and I'm trying to find my drone, and it went beyond that with the police. Like, I wasn't just explaining that to him. I was like, dude, you guys are being assholes right now. My drone's gonna die, and if I don't find it before my phone, before it dies, I'm not gonna be able to connect to my Wi-Fi and be able to find my drone. So stop being assholes right now. And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to run your name, so give us your ID. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, dude, I'm cool at this point, dude. Like, I have no warrant, so I have no nothing against me, no nada. And sure, here's my ID. I honestly was not thinking, sure, here's my ID. I was, you can imagine, you can speculate. Go ahead, speculate, because it's probably right. So I'm sitting there standing on the sidewalk on the main street in Tecumseh, Oklahoma, and I'm good at this point. I'm in Life Church. I'm good to go. I'm working. Everything's good. Not so. So they come back to me and say, hey, bro, you have a warrant for your arrest at St. Louis, Missouri. My heart sank, bro. My heart sank. I almost threw up. I'm about to throw up talking about it right now, man. Like, my heart sank.